And we are officially live.
Beautiful.
Welcome, Pierre.
Welcome,
Awesome
Jackie.
to
Thank
have you
you.
here today.
I'm excited. Thank you for having me.
Hello, can you still hear me?
Uh-oh. Was that on my side? Sorry, I think I'm losing
Okay.
connection, coming in and out.
I don't know. Maybe it's on my side, but I'm back.
All
And
right.
you are back.
Yes. Same.
Perfect.
Beautiful. All right. So we can get started. I'm excited to see our progress today. Last time we had started to create that template that we worked on, and I see that we have people in the comment section. I think it would be a really cool idea to share the template link in the comments and have people kind of refresh and follow along and actually see us working in real time on a page that they're looking at too. So hey everyone in the comments, hope you're having a great day. Tom, happy 1st of April. No jokes here. We're not doing any April Fool's jokes.
Not yet.
Not
I'm
yet.
just grabbing the link here quickly.
All right, cool.
Before we jump in. I'm very excited for today. I've had so many people asking questions about this afterwards. And a lot of them were asking, can they get the template?
Yeah.
That is the question. So I'm going to share this link now.
I think it would be really
I'm dropping it right here.
Done. Sorry. I think it would be really cool when we're done, we can share the template in platform. And so people can go in and use it and download it and install it on their Builderall accounts. So that would be really cool.
Perfect. All right. So for you guys that are watching right now and have got no idea, what are we talking about? Last week, we started a little bit of a flash series. I like what Pierre used, this flash workshop, hashtag mini series kind of thing, where we just want to talk about building a website in Builderall and show you how easy it is, talking about the type of elements that should be on a page and should not be on a page. So if you missed out the previous session last week, do yourself a favor and go take a look at it. I promise you, if you are building websites inside of our builder, you're going to need this. It is really going to help you to not just build your own websites, but if you are an agency, it's going to give you a lot of ideas on how you can get a little bit of inspiration from the internet when you start building these sites out. And besides of that, we also show you some tips and tricks on what you can do with the different kinds of elements that is inside of the platform. So I am going to afterwards going to create a playlist where we will have everything for the website builder in one area. So if this series is finished, they will be on its own little playlist so that you would be able to follow along. And if you are an associate of Builderall, this could be some type of gold for you, because when you start promoting Builderall as a solution and you get people into that thank you page that Alex and I always speak about on a Wednesday, then you can send them right to this playlist to teach them how to use the builder. And it's really because in these sessions, we sometimes speak about some things that you won't find in a normal short tutorial. So it is really a good idea to be in these sessions, right, Pierre?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, I'm excited to get
started.
Yeah, we have Tom. We see your question in the comments. We'll get you answered here. Tom would like to learn how to create a membership site using created templates with protected areas. I love that idea. I just want to say we're gonna get to that. I think we should cover it. Maybe we'll do that at the end of this session, or maybe next session would be just dedicated to that. For right now, we're gonna hop in and continue working on the preschool website that we were working on. Jackie, if you want to share your screen and kind of work us through, I think that would be awesome.
I'll do that. And while I'm trying to share here, Tom, there is already existing training for that, but it will be a good idea to have another series like that. I agree. All right. So let me just add this to, this is the one template that we found online last week and what we are recreating. And just to summarize quickly, we are not creating an identical website like this because you need to be unique. You can't go and just steal somebody else's ideas and duplicate it exactly. And I know there is actually software that can do this and clone this website, but that's not the idea, right? The idea is to get ideas from this website and then make it your own and create it up. And I'm going to show you, this is what we created so far. We've got our little banner right there at the top. And we explained about these banners and the importance of it last week and how we created this banner. So you can see it's not exactly the same, but it's the same principle and the same idea. So if I had to go to the live website, you will see that I've added actually a menu in during the week because that menu that I created actually irritated me so much. I had to come and show you what it looks like when you add some color to it. So let me just go and see why this thing is not doing that. Let me just go again. I don't know if I've published it. Did I publish it last week? Let me just publish it again. And then I'll show you what it looks like live. So we're going to give it a moment just to load there. And the reason why I'm doing it that way and I'm not going from the preview here is because the preview is not going to show you the global header and font or footer that has been created. That's why you need to go the other way around in getting it. Now, guys, the fact that it's loading like this is definitely my internet. Earlier today, we experienced, or when we just started the session, it showed you that we were freezing. So you can see there right at the top, this is the address, this is the email, this is the contact number. I added some icons there right at the top. I've added a little logo that I've created in Canva and our little navigation right here at the top, and then also get a free quote. And you can see if you hover, it's basically the same type of thing that you can do in Builderall. So we showed you last week how you can add these things. Obviously, you just need to go and change the colors. That's basically all I did, uploaded a logo. All right. So this is what we did last week. Now, this week, we are going past that section and we are going to do 2 more panels today. So hopefully we can stick in 2 panels because there's something very unique I need to show you today, which is going to blow your mind. And I'm going to keep it for last because how do the people on YouTube do it? Wait until the end to get the good stuff because I want you guys to learn. So let's do this thing. And we're going to start with this little bit here. But the difference I want to do on this section is, okay, we can add these type of stuff. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to add this. But I'm going to show you how you can move these numbers, that it actually runs, and it's not just 20K. It actually runs from 0 up to a certain amount. So we're going to duplicate this area right here. And we can see we've got some a quote area, some text, and we're going to do that now straight away right here. And last week I showed you what a panel was, and you can see if I click here at the bottom, you'll see there's a little icon. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate it so that I can move it up. So there you can see, there is our panel that we are going to work in. So we need to go and add 4 blocks as well as that section right there. So let's go and very quickly going to go to our elements first. And we are going to go and grab a box. Now, listen, last week I told you guys the importance of a box. You need to build in boxes the things that belongs together. So on this one, all of these items belongs in one box, right? So this is our box. And I'm just going to drop it like that. And then I'm just not going to make it that big. I'm just going to show you 2 today. We don't have to do 4. And then we need to have exactly like that. So we're going to go to the settings again, add elements. We're going to go to text. And now we're going to grab a header 2. And we're going to have some text so that we can duplicate what they've got right there. So we've got our text. And I'm just going to double click so that I can remove some of this wording. We don't want to have too much there. All right. And then we need some subtext to that. All right, so return, and we're going to do, let's do a little one like that. Now, like I said again, we are not going to do all the colors and the changes. I'm just going to show you how you can put that together. All right, so that's in our box. That's the first one in the box, our heading. The second one in the box, and then we've got that. So we're going to stretch it like this, because that's what we want. And we're going to have it right there. So what I said before is you can stretch it as big as the box, or you can make use of the icon there, that center element. But sometimes I prefer to do it this way. If you want to edit, I'm just going to go in control and put that in justification, and then I have it right there. All right, and then I can center it, and we need a button. So now all you really need to do is go back to the elements and go grab a button. And then we've got our first box added. All right, so there is our first box. Similar to this, you can also do exactly what that's happening on that one. It's totally up to you. You can do that too. You can also have this rather on the side, and you can change your text and the colors as well. So I'm not going to show you how to change text and colors, because we've done that last week. The whole idea is to show you how to replicate what the page looked like. So in this example, it's already in the box. I just need to go and make sure that I make it transparent, because we don't want people to see that we are using a box right there. All right. Now, remember, after the session, I do go back to the template and I beautify it so that it can look like this. But for the sake of this exercise, I'm showing you the key elements like what I'm going to show you here today.
Yeah.
So and let's
Jackie,
go.
Sorry,
yes.
I do want to say I see people following live in the comments. Go ahead and drop your questions if you see something that you'd like to explain more about, or if you have any questions about the platform or whatever, just feel free to drop in a question in the chat. All right.
Just give me 2 seconds. I just need to get the dog out here. Sorry.
No worries. No worries. In the meantime, I do want to say to everyone watching, I have also been working on some templates and some ideas on the builder, and the flexibility Builderall gives you, because you're able to move elements around with your mouse. You can enlarge, you can change the scales. You're not confined by columns and rows in the typical website builder format, and it's quite liberating. And I just had to say that if you haven't experimented, you'll get the most value from the platform by experimenting and by finding out what you can and can't do. So I definitely invite you all to do that.
Exactly. So we're playing around now with this. We are going to add 4 boxes into this area right here, because again, it's built boxes inside of boxes. This belongs together. This is going to belong together. And then inside of this little box, we're going to have a number and an icon. All right. So you can go and add an icon, but for the sake of this thing now, I'm not going to worry about adding an icon, but I want to show you something else that is really, really awesome. So we're going to go back and we're going to see that we've got animated elements right here, and that you can see that we've got different types. We can have a stripe. We're going to circle. I'm just going to add a circle to this page, and you can see what happens to it. It runs. So we can have the same type of thing like this. The difference is we're going to animate this so that the number can run. All right. So what we'll do now, right now in this example, we are going to make it, I think the color is black there. We're going to change this background to transparent, because we just want the number to run. All right. And then we're going to change it to 20K, because that's the example that they've got. So let's say 20. All right. And then I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller and bring it into this box. It actually needs to be black. Where is my font? That's the background. The font is at the top. Let me just do that. Start number. border color. We don't have border background color hover. I just want to take that hover away because we don't want that. Background is there.
If you open the edit feature with the,
it's better that way. All right, let me just do this so that I can see all of them together. Okay, we've got our text counter, 0 to 20.
There you go.
I'm going to make it black.
Right.
All right. And then we're going to add a text in front of it because we want to we wanted to say a K, like 20,000, you know. So we're going to change that. We're just going to say K. We can make it black. And we can increase the font size a little bit. And again, you can have it in a box. These two can be together in its own little box. But in this example, I'm just going to show you. So we want to do exactly like that. I'm just going to duplicate this text so that we have something running on a part of it. So let's say running students. Don't know if it's running students, but whatever it might be. Let's just go and take the bold off. So you can see that we are already starting to replicate what is available right there. So there we've got a 20. Maybe that text can be even bigger. That is a little bit too small. So let's go 35 maybe. That's a bit too big. Let's do 25. That's better. All right. So let's do it the right way. We put the 20. We'll put the K there. 20K. We've got our running students. And we'll keep it in our box. We actually need, I forgot, we need the icon. Yeah. Let's just get an icon here as well. Add that in separately. Now you can upload an icon, or like I said before, you can go grab an icon that we have available inside of our platform by going to the text editor. And instead of having that, you're going to go to the little flag and you can choose an icon. So let's say we want to go with that icon. All right, it's not there. We just make it a color. Did I not add it? Yes, to God. Dear God. Sorry, guys. Let's just do this. Going to the side. Go choose our student. I think it was, which was the nice one just here? More than one. Let's do that one. Why didn't it add it now?
I don't know if it's selected. It doesn't look like it's being selected.
There we go.
There you go.
It's my mouse. Okay, so we got it. So that is the guy that we want. Oh, there's two now. Let's take that one away. And now it's gone again. This happens. This happens. There we go. So let's double click because I want to make sure that I increase the size here. Let's go to 30. That's a little bit small. 48. It can be a little bit bigger than that. All right. And let's say we want to make it a different color. We can do that. Make it funky purple. All right. So we've got it like this. You can say 20K, for an example, of running students. So you can use an icon or you can make use of it this way. So we're just going to duplicate this now. I'm going to duplicate it again. And I'm going to duplicate it again. All right. So now we've got it in a box. We're going to right click to remove the box transparent color. All right. So you can see here we are starting to get an idea. Obviously now the icons you can change. You're going to change obviously the different numbers. We can say maybe that is up to 50K. That could be something else. Let's say that is to 30. And that one is, I should actually open it on the side so that you guys can see on the side. That's better. That's 50. We can leave the other one at 20. And then all of these words change. So you can see we're starting to get this idea. Obviously, you can upload your own logo there. And then what we want to do is we are going to change this box a little bit. You can change the border size and then change the border type. You can see we've got the border type. I like to use that specific one. And then because you can see they've got the gray, normally gray is always a nice color to use with these type of things. And then you can just increase it. And I find that 4 is the nicer version. So you can see what's happening already with these little boxes by just applying the same type of thing by increasing the box, choosing your border shape. And let me just increase it a little bit. And I keep doing that. I'm so used to not using the one on the side. The same with that one. Choose your border size, border shape, obviously the color, and the same with this one. Color, border shape, 1, 2. All right. Not 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm now at the wrong border. That one. Border. Oh, there we go. All right. So you guys can see that we are starting to get an idea. Mine is now a little bit small, but you can also do exactly the same thing. Then you start getting the idea like we've got here, stretching your boxes a little bit further. You can do that too. You don't have to sit with small boxes. So I'm going to save this now, and I'm going to show you what this looks like and what happens when you are going to view it. So when they get there, you can see how those numbers run. That is really, truly awesome feature. So I'm going to refresh so you can see it runs, and it takes the attention to say how many students. So you can already see what's happening there. Obviously, you guys are not going to get the template looking like this. I am going to go afterwards and stretch it a little bit. I just don't want to show too much, take too much time about this. And then I'll add some dummy text into this area. Now, for the second thing that we are going to do is we're going to change it up a little bit. We are going to, I'm going to skip this one because it works basically the same that we have right here, where you just place an image with information like this. But I'm going to jump to an area looking a little bit more like this because I want to show you a very awesome feature. All right, so we're going to create only 2 blocks, exactly like this for an example. And then we're going to add something on the side that's going to blow your mind. So we're going to go to the next one, and I'm just going to duplicate this panel right here. And I'm going to say that I've got my text right here. So I do not want to go with my next panel. It needs to balance each other out. All right. If you have, you will see if you've just got text or images on the one side continuously, it's not going to be good for your eye. Your eye needs to follow through from one panel to the other. So you're going to see exactly what I mean. Because we've got blocks here, we tend to want to have it maybe your images on this side, all right? But for the preparation of what I've done today, I haven't created it that way. But I'm going to show you what I mean. All right, so let's go, and we are going to add quickly another box that we can use because we want to duplicate a box like that. And I'm just going to stretch it.
Jackie, I see some comments in the comment section. Is the H1, H2 important for SEO? Answer is yes, of course. H1, H2, H3, paragraph, body text, all of those different parameters help different search platforms read through your website quickly. It helps with indexing. It helps with a whole bunch of things for the platforms to really understand what your website is about. Okay, so I definitely recommend you use them. I think for this exercise, we're not going to really optimize the website for SEO, but it is definitely a practice that you should be doing.
Absolutely. All right, you guys have seen when I've just uploaded an image now, you can upload multiple images at the same time. You don't have to do one by one by one anymore. So I've just uploaded a dummy image right here that we can use, all right, because I want to get the same type of thing there. And I'm just going to go and grab some text right there. And then we want subtext and read more, all right. So let's go to elements. Let's do subtext. And then we've got another one that I'm just going to take that one and just add it there for now. I'm just going to remove some of the text in this block. All right. This is going to be read more. Now you can either have a text like this, read more, or you can make use of a button. All right, so let me show you the difference between that. If you make use of a read more, it means you're going to have to go into the editor and you're going to have to go and link this to whichever page you want it to go to. All right, it's different than what a button is like. If you want to make use of a button, and let me delete this one right here. You can just go and add your button like we did previously. The difference is what you're going to do right now is the button is going to be transparent. So we're going to go to the color of the button. And instead of having the button highlighted, now you remove that so that you can have the same type of look and feel. All right. So then we can just create this and change this to read more. And then for that one, obviously, if you like me and you always want to justify everything, that's what I do. So you can increase your icon. And now we need to change this block because we want to do the same type of thing just with a line going around. Let me just do it from the side. Okay, so we're going to go again. Going to look for the border. Oops, I'm going to go to, I think it's about 3. We're going to do that one. And I'm going to remove the background color. So we don't want that. So we want to start creating that same type of thing that we have right there. And you can do the same here. And you can have your read more button. And then for your read more, you can do it like that. And then obviously you're going to link it. And if we're going to click again on it, we can change the radius of this box so that it forms a nice round circle to it. Now, like I said, you can copy exactly what they've got with a thin line if you want to. Or you can even change the color. So if you are going to add a box with another box, you can have 2 different images inside that box that when they hover, it changes to that. I'm going to show you that in just a moment how you can do that. I just wanted to show you how to do this thing first.
That's cool. We got a question in the comments to show the mobile version. Maybe we can do that after this.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Definitely. We've got still 30 minutes to be able to show that. So I think we've got enough time to do that.
Nice.
All right. So that is if you want to do it this way. So I'm going to duplicate this now. And I'm just going to show you if we have, and let screen so I can get that image. And we can use that image as well. I'm showing you all my secrets here. You can just paste it right in in any type of program that you use. I just want to show you what I mean with regards to that. So you can have this same image, and I'm going to remove that one now, and we're going to grab a box. We're going to go back, and we're going to see that we've got box hover. All right, there's different types of hovers in a box element. You're going to have to choose whichever one you want. So let's just go with the second one. I think let's do the second one. So if you click on the hover view, this is what's going to of that. So the normal one would be to have an image inside of the box, right? Let me just duplicate this image so I don't have to watch that one again. So we can have this image inside the box, all right, on normal. I'd rather have it on, let me just go on normal in the box. And then on hover, we're just deleting these. We're going to delete that. Let me just do that one first. Hover and duplicate again, because we're going to change this one now. You'll see what I mean with regards to that. The other way is, let me show you guys here on the side, because I constantly do it this way and I shouldn't be doing it. It's so much easier just to work on it on the sideline here. All right, so with the hover, we're going to change the image from the hover. And my internet is really, really bad today. Just give it some time. Then let me just try it again. Change image. Okay, upload. And we're going to upload the one that I loaded there. Save. And oh, it's a different image that I've uploaded, did I? I don't think it's a different one. No, it's not. All right, so there it is. Unfortunately, I didn't download it as a PNG, but you guys are going to get the idea right here. All right, so for that one, the hover, it's going to be like that. And the normal one, we're going to change to be the other booklet. All right, which is my files. And there's the other one. All right. We just need to make sure that we bring it in. I should actually see if I could, let me just do it this way. So we've got the hover one. Let me see if we can have it rather the other way around. Because the image is stretched now. Let's see if I can just have it on top. I don't know if it's going to work like that.
One way to find out.
I don't think it doesn't want to do image in the block, and then it's going to mess it all up. Let's see. You can see it's a play around. You're going to have to play around with it until you get it right. So if you right click, you can remove the background and make the background transparent so that you sit with a block that is not, it doesn't have any borders or any background at all. So we're going to get that kind of idea, and then you're going to place it over. So when the person hovers over it, over this area here, it's going to swip between normal and hover in this area. You just need to add the right image. The image is now stretched. So let me see if I can figure out to get this other one back in there. That's that one. Not the panel, undo that one. Change image, normal. Hover is not that one. Okay, but you guys get the idea. I'm not going to take too much time, but you need to use the hover function. You'll get the template with the right image inside of it. But then when you hover, it will see the difference and it will do exactly what's happening in this area. All right. Now for the major thing that you can do, I'm just going to click save here. And we're not going to add all those texts. I'm just going to duplicate the text so that I can show you the next panel. So let me just, not now, let's just duplicate this panel here. And I'm just going to do it like this. I'm going to put this on this side so that it can flow a little bit. All right, bring that in and have it right here. All right, or you can have your image, whatever you want there. I'm going to change it for you guys and I will show you what it looks like later on. All right, so we've got that panel right there. We've got this panel created. We can actually have, you know what, it's going to look nicer as if we have an image in this area and not text. And that's what I'm saying to you. You need to play around. But let's just go and grab an image, and then later I will put something awesome in this area, and then we can basically do this next to it. Just going to do it like that. All right, let's go to the next panel, and I'm just going to duplicate this panel. And I wonder if you guys are aware about, you can literally go and change an image and it looks like it changes online from one set of clothing to another set of clothing. So I've prepared inside of Canva an image, and I'm going to show you what that image looked like. So basically what I'm doing is I'm going to upload a panel. There's my panel. I'm changing the panel's background, all right, to an image that I've created previously. And I'm going to explain to you, once I'm done with it, I'm going to explain you how I did this. So the very first one that I'm going to use is this image right here. You can see we've got a lady standing here on the panel. And I'm going to right click. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to go down and say keep fixed. Now you can see she jumps out of the area right here. But you can go and play around by clicking on these areas right here. All right, you can see what happens if I click around on this area, right? You just need to choose the one that's going to fit for you. So if I do that, I can bring it down. I can put it on the side. You can see the different places that I'm placing her. What is really important here is to make sure that you do exactly the same with the next panel. All right, so you can see here we've got the lady already, and I'm just going to push it up like that a little bit. And now we are going to duplicate exactly what we've done now with the next panel. All right, so let me just make this a little bit longer. So there is the first one. Now we're going to go to the second panel, and now we're going to add another panel in here. You guys are going to see what I am doing right here. It is really awesome, and you can do this with so many different things. So we're going to go to the background. We're going to change the image. We're going to use an existing one that I've already created. And we're going to use as if she's now becoming a Father Christmas. Oh, that's the wrong background. Background settings. Sorry, guys. My files. This one. Right. Where is she? Did I not right click? Oh, no, I didn't. Background settings, change. I'm so excited to show you this that I am just rushing it through. So there she is now. All right. We need to do exactly the same with her. We need to make her fixed. She jumps to the side. All right. We need to get her in the same position as the other lady that we've got right there at the top. So look what happens when we scroll now. She is changing clothes. That is how cool it is. And what happens is this is really something neat because you don't just have to use an image. You can go and use stars, footprints, a ball that is rolling around on that side of it. And I'm going to show you what this looks live in just a moment. So we've got our panels being created, and we're going to the next session. Maybe right here we want to bring attention to something like testimonials. So I'm just going to go to panel. I'm going to show you our existing things that you can use right here, which is testimonials in this area. And you're going to go take a look what you can find right here, or you can make use of a rotation banner as well. So in this example, because I want to show you what a rotation banner looks like, I'm going to do that in a moment. So I'm just going to add this block of testimonials, which is now going to be way at the bottom of this page, which is good. But I'm also going to go and load a rotation banner because we want to add multiple testimonials into one block, right? So we're just going to drag and drop this testimonial bar or this rotation banner right here. I'm going to go to the bottom and I'm going to delete the slider page because we want to start with just one, all right? So I'm going to click on that slider page 1. You can see the slider page 2. So we're going to delete on slider page 1. So we just have deleting this box because we do not want to make use of it. I actually like the way this text looks. I'm going to change that text. And I'm going to remove this one. And then I'm going to go to the bottom where we've got our testimonials. And you're going to see there's one here. And I'm just dragging it up to the top. And I can go grab the next one. And you can see how they are being put in boxes, right? Very important to remember. And we're going to grab this one. And then we just need the testimonials icon as well. All right. So we've got that. So now we've got this area ready. I'm just going to pull this a little bit taller so that I can get this in here. And I'm going to make this shorter and take the testimonials to the top. And obviously, I'm just going to center it the same as in this area right here. You can even make this smaller if you like. It's totally up to you. Okay, so I like to have one on this side. We're not going to go too much detail on how we can beautify this, but it's just to show you an example. So here we've got her now on this with the testimonials, and you can add additional testimonials to it by just cloning that element, and it's going to duplicate this now. So you can see you can just go and edit each and every one of them. And then obviously for a rotation banner, if you right click, you will have all the little elements with regards to this, the minimum size, the colors that you can use, whether you want a border or not. There's lots of different things you can do with regards to the rotation banner itself. You can also go and change, if I go to the group, and if the rotation banner itself there, you can change the configuration here on the side, whether you want arrows or not. So I'm not going to go in detail with that, but I want to show you what happens now with this lady when it is live. And then we're going to jump into the section of the mobile part of it, because a lot of people want to know about the mobile. You have to remember one thing. The idea actually is to show you the mobile part after we've created this page, because we don't have a lot of content on the page yet to go into detail with it all. But I will show you anyways. So let's go back to the website, and I'm going to go like that. And we're going to take a look when it loads. So you can see that now when you start to scroll, there is our student. Let me just refresh this page or take the cookies away, because remember, we've been doing this all along. So let me reload. And we're going to start. You can see our icon been moving around there. This will run. It's just not running because of the cookies. Then we've got our images, and look what happens with her now. She's changing clothes as you scroll.
Can you do that again?
This is really, really a cool.
Yeah, here you go. That's awesome. And I'm trying to imagine all the possibilities. You mentioned like a footprint. That's really cool. If someone has, let's say, a website that has to do with manufacturing, maybe you can show like a blueprint on one panel, and then the actual manufactured product on the on the other panel above it. We can get really creative with these. That's really cool.
Definitely. There's so much. Now, if you guys want to know how do you do this, now there is only one very big key feature when it comes to doing something like this. Your icons or whatever you are using and creating inside of Canva or whichever program that you are using, it needs to be transparent, obviously, not like that what I've just done here with this thing here. It needs to be a transparent image that you are going to use. All right. And it needs to be very similar so that it can have a smooth movement. If you get what I'm trying to say, they are basically overlaying each other on top of each other. So if I go to Canva now, and I'm going to show you what it looks like inside of Canva and how you can create it. I'm going to show you now exactly, and we're going to use an example of, let's say, a star that we want to change the star to another color. All right. So we're going to go, and my internet is extremely slow. I'm just going to go and say we choose the same panel type of thing, because it's 1920 by 600, because that is what the average panel is. So let me just go and create a custom size. And I'm actually going to use the same panel that we used here. 1920 by 600 is the size. And you're going to see on the panels that I've created here already, she is standing at exactly the same point as the other one when it loads. You can see she is basically a duplication. It's just the clothes that changed. All right. So let's go add another page. And we're going to add an element. So let's say star. We're going to go choose a star that is exactly the same. I really don't like it that my system is so slow, so I apologize for that. But we've had so much bad weather here.
Yeah.
Shapes. It's going to come. Let's go to graphics here. Is there other questions?
Well, we wanted to take a look at the mobile version, which, I know that it probably...
yeah, I'm definitely going to show that. So basically, I don't know why this is so terrible to try and get this star.
Maybe just refresh the whole thing.
I'm going to see while we are live if I could switch to another internet.
Oh. There we go. We lost Jackie for a little bit. Let's wait and see. In the meantime, maybe I can show you guys some cool thing I was working on.
There we are.
Oh. Jackie,
so there is a text right there. Am I here? Yes, I am.
Yeah. All right. There you go. You did switch.
All right. So let's go to see if that's color. I just want the color one. So there we go. So let's say there is our black star. And we want to have this exact one. We duplicate it. And then you can change it to another color, for an example. Then all you really need to do is download this file. and upload it, because they are exactly in the same spot, just like these two. And then in your website, it will have the same effect like that. All right. That's basically what it is. If you want footsteps, for an example, that moves from this point to that point, it's going to take a little bit of more work, because you need to go and make the footprints of the one panel transparent, that as they move, they disappear with the transparency. All right, now when we go to the mobile version of this thing, we're going to go right there into the mobile area. Now, the whole idea is at the end of the session, once we have done everything, we're going to show you how to optimize the whole thing for mobile. Now, you can see our image is right here at the top. You can right click and you can obviously make this image smaller. And this brings another discussion, because sometimes when you are making use of a panel like the one that we just showed now, you wouldn't be able to change the image, because this image was placed on top of the banner. You've got the option to move around with this image, and it's not showing in the banner itself. That is why you would be able to change this. Now, obviously, in this example, we can go right here to this box. You can see we've got the box outline, and push that to the top. And that is what I was saying earlier. You need to build the things that belongs together in boxes. Because imagine this was not in a box and it was all over this panel. Then you had to click on each and every single one to move it up and down to get it in the area that you want. Now, an image like this on mobile is really unnecessary. You want to load this as fast as you can. So in this case, we will click on hide. And now that image is gone. The person is just going to get the information that is very important to them, which is the information that we see right here. Going to the next panel right here, I'm not going to do this one because I first want to go and beautify them and make them pretty and change the color schemes and all those things. But I will show you the basics here, and then next week we will come back and I will show you what it looks like. So right here, we've got an icon right here that you can move to the top if you want to do it right that way. I will replace this icon obviously for next week with an image, because I just prefer the image. But you can go and have an icon in that area, or you can just click on hide. The same with this. You can have your 20K next to the number if you want to, or you can have it underneath. In this case, we're just going to take that away. And I'll show you how to change that as well. The same with the book things, because this is an image. You can make it bigger and smaller at the bottom of it, right here. You can see what happens. Take it bigger and smaller. You can move your text to the top, because that is what we want. We want it like this. If you right click again, you can change where you want that button to be. If you want it to be in the center or wherever you prefer to have it, you can do that, not subtext. If you feel that is the better option to have it there. Same with the image again. If you don't want the image, you can hide the image. It doesn't necessarily have to be there. The same with our box. The rotation banner works similar to the ones at the top. The difference is when you click on the rotation banner here, you will see slider page 1. It shows you slider page 1 right there. You need to click on slider page right here, next page, if you want to edit. That's why I said to you guys, next week we'll have to come back with this, because I need to add a little bit more information to it so that we can make a use of that. So I'm going to move that up, and the testimonials will be at the top. All right. So when it comes now to the panel, can you guys see that the little girl is showing not here? Because she's outside of the panel. That's why the mobile is not picking it up. And that's why I also say it's important that you always omit the things like what we've created in this area from that page. You do not want to create animation and all these different kinds of things that you can find on desktop. You don't want the same type of thing inside of your mobile, but you can keep the content there. Now, to keep the content, you literally just hide the image like I showed you earlier. And that's how you would create the mobile part of it. So it's really, really easy. What we're going to do is now I'm going to beautify this in the next few days. If you guys want to go take a look at it and download it again, you're going to see it changes, because I want to bring you similar to what we have on this page. So I am going to create some icons here that you can use, beautiful icons, and I'm going to change the text so that it fits this exact text. It's not something that we're going to show you here, because last week I showed you can create the color schemes and all that kind of things. And then these two panels will be added inside of the area. But I will have a surprise for you with regards to this little figurines. They don't fit our website in this example. I just had to show you what it looks like. But I'm going to add some children here on the side playing with a ball, so that it gives a little bit more of an aesthetic to this page instead of what we have previously done. So that is basically for it today. I don't know if you guys have got any questions here.
I actually, Jackie, I have something. So I actually tried out the footprint example or idea really quickly here. It's not great, and I did it as part of a different website that I was actually working with. So I can actually share my screen and show.
Yeah.
Very, very quick. It took me like in the last 3 minutes. I just created this, but let me show you guys this. Nwanza asked if you can pull up his comment. That would be cool to call it out. Okay. Here we go. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So I have this moon background. And as I scroll, it's going to reveal the footprint. Now, I'm sure if you spend more than
That's fabulous.
Yeah, if you spend more than 3 minutes, you'll be able to figure it out, or make it seem a little more interesting. I got some ideas while I was working on it. Like maybe if you had a website, let's say a travel website, and you can show like a sandy beach that's really beautiful, and then as people scroll, you can see footprints come up, or something change in the environment, and give people kind of that idea. This is actually a website that I was working with, that I was just toying around with, and I created this really cool headline feature. I was going for a 1950s Area 51 space, space theme. But I'll just take this chance to talk through this. Look how cool this headline is, and
I love it.
It was actually really easy to make. Let me just show you guys real quickly what I did. I created. So these are different text panels, right? And what I did was I duplicated this one here, and this, obviously I just changed the rotation. And what I did was I duplicated, and I used the colors from this background to in the foreground of my text. All right, awesome. So my entire text is this pink, and then I have this other feature here. If you go right next to the flag where you pick icons, you can go to text shadow, and I changed the text shadow a little bit, and I played around and moved it over, and then I created the animation feature on the white layer, right? So this has an animation. Here, let me show you guys. I'm using Flash, but I looked at a couple of other ones, maybe Swing, but that didn't really match. So let's just go with the Flash. And then because of the layering, the way they are, as the top layer changes in size, it reveals the one behind it, making this cool feature. And it only activates when people hover over it with the mouse. You can change that feature too, but I just thought that this was really funky. But anyway, this is the footprint. If you want to spend more time, tweak it. It's a great idea, Jackie, and I appreciate you, sharing it and showing us this cool thing. Nice.
That is awesome. So I will next week show you the icons. Remember earlier when I said the box hover, that doesn't change. It's probably my very slow internet. You click and then you wait 2, 3 seconds, 4 seconds just for something to load. So I'm going to upload those little icons, and I'm going to beautify those 2 pages, and then add some graphic into it. And then by the end of our whole page that we've done, we're not going to do the whole the whole example of that page. We just want to do the basic things like an about me, a little bit of an about me, a little bit of testimonials, the call to action, the very important things that needs to be on a page. All right. You don't want to clutter your homepage with thousands and thousands of things and people's going to scroll into infinity. That example of that website in any ways is a template, which means you can remove some of the things on that template. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to finalize those two things. And then next week, I'm going to show you another very important thing that I'm not going to share today. Otherwise, it's information overload. Something also very similar to what we've got here. And I'm sure you guys are going to love that one too. All right.
Cool.
So that is basically all from me and Pia.
Awesome.
Learned again tons. Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Be glad.
We'll see you guys same time, same place next week. We'll keep at it, and maybe once this template is done, we can explore other templates, pull out some other ideas from the chat, and ask you guys what you want us to see, what you want to see us build, and that would be a cool continuation to the series. Jackie, thank you so much as always. Brilliant work.
Cool.
Awesome.
Thank you guys. We'll see you soon. Bye, guys.